Hey guys, Kevin's here. Today I wanted to talk about the US trucking industry and is it still a good time to get into trucking business? Uh, June 10th, we just got the numbers on inflation, 8.4% in May. It's the highest ever in 40 years. Diesel prices approaching $6 a gallon. Pay per load per mile is dropping, although it kind of stabilized in the past 2 months. It stayed at that $2.94, although it dropped from $3.60 highs, 6, 8 months ago. But being your own boss and owner operator is still alluring and appealing to many Americans. And in the terms of numbers, the trucking industry in United States is huge. If you look at this graph, it's an $800 billion industry, and oh my gosh, the GDP of Norway, which is a country in Northern Europe, is about $480 billion. So this is almost as twice as big as Norway's GDP. And the truckers deliver about 72% of the entire freight in the United States. The rest would be run, through railroads. And as far as the freight billing, about 80% of the billing is done by the trucking companies. And there are 3.9 million trucks on U.S. highways. And those are the Class 8 big 18-wheelers, semi-trucks. Again, some countries in Europe don't even have population that big compared to how many truck drivers there are in the United States. So there are plenty of opportunities for all. And the one thing that distinguishes trucking industry from many other industries in the United States is how massive and how fragmented this industry is. If you look at the second graph, there is no single carrier that dominates the market. There are 920,647 trucking companies in the United States, and 91% of those companies have less than 6 trucks. So think about it. You can, start trucking company today, and in 2 years, you'll have 4, 5, 6, and that's the industry average. The good thing is that, yes, you're competing against another smaller owner operator because that is the core of the industry. There are no big, huge companies. It's not like being in the retail and competing against Walmart or Home Depot. And 97% of operators, they have less than 20 trucks. And if you look at this circle, the top 10 trucking companies combine for about only 6% of the total market share. So again, this is uniquely still one of the industries in United States where you can be a small fish and you can still make a good living, be your own boss and operate your own trucking company. And it's low barriers of entry. You just have to get a CDL license, put a down payment on the truck, put a down payment on the insurance, pay, several $1,000s in fees. So all in probably 15, 20, $25,000 and you have your own business. You don't have to own buildings. You don't have to have real estate, equipment, machinery. You don't have to make any long-term CapEx investments. Takes 6, 8 months. You can be running a trucking company. And as you see, again, in this next graph talks about, the low regulatory requirements, the low barriers of entry, and there are hundreds of thousands of market participants, both shipping and carriers, freight brokers, operating in this industry. If you're serious about getting into trucking, you have to understand and know the cycles of the industry. It is complex, but to kind of summarize it in a few, 3 different cycles, it can be very seasonal. So think of summertime, that's where, the southeast, you have produce and vegetables coming from southern states being delivered to, to everywhere else in the United States. And then there's annual procurement. That's where your big box retailers and companies like Walmart, Target, Home Depot decide, when is the good time to order and have those shipments delivered. Or for example, when the Christmas season's approaching, then the Northeast is kind of exploding in the Christmas tree delivery. Or Q4 is usually the Thanksgiving and the holiday season. That's when everybody's shopping and spending, and truckers have to be delivering those goods to the stores, probably starting September, October. Um, in the third cycle, it is driven by the market capacity cycle. And this is what we're kind of seeing right now. Because last year, with all the over, supply at the ports, the market was just crazy. The prices that carriers were getting and that shippers were paying, they were the highest we've ever seen. And some people that got into this business last year, they're probably the ones that will be exiting this year because they got at the highest, and now they have to tighten their belts and actually, they're not used to not getting paid $4 or $5 per mile. And in some cases, I have some stories where truckers basically, well, I'm demanding my own price. I told that broker, go pound sand. If you don't pay me $4, I'm not delivering. And they were getting those prices because there was just so much overflow of freight that needed to be delivered because it was just built up at the ports, and that's where that post-pandemic just kind of like the graph skyrocketed. But now it's kind of back to where it's down from the highs, but we're nowhere close to where it's like the recession type of prices. Yeah, there's still some headwinds, with the diesel prices being up, and the tighter supply. It is kind of challenging timing to get in the industry, but if you do get, and things can recover pretty quickly, at any point in time in the next 4 or 5 months, and everybody's talking about that, China is still probably kind of limited output when it comes to Shanghai port. And when those shipments start coming from overseas, and we're expecting there might be another influx of cargo that will need to be delivered. And again, that's where you had some entrants that exited the market. So if you got in this industry this year, it is still a good time. You just need to be prepared. Just buckle up, be prudent about how much you spend on buying a truck, and that's another factor. Now at least the prices of trucks and trailers getting down to where it's a little bit of a more of a normal pricing, and there's no bidding wars, because we were in this period last year where just the average truck price hit like $97,000, and it was like 28% increase over prior year, and we're seeing that coming down. So that is kind of all I have for today. Stay tuned, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Bye.